Hey YouTube, tell you what we're going to do today. We're going to take this little golf cart right here. Let me get this thing flopped around. And we're going to fabricate and install a set of lift points for it. The client wants to be able to pick it up on each end, do some maintenance on it. So this is what what we got to work with. And my idea is to weld something on this side and on the opposite end and come all the way out somewhere in this area and put a lift point on it. He's got an overhead crane that he wants to use in his shed, and we're going to do the same thing on this end. So we're going to weld to the frame up under here. Let me get this down where you can see it. Not the easiest thing to see. And so that's what we're going to do. And we shall get started. See you in a bit. Okay YouTube, this is Kurt the Welder Dude. I'll kind of give you an idea of what we're doing. As I had mentioned earlier, the client wants his golf cart capable of being picked up at both ends. So it's going to be a pretty simple process. One of the first things I did was I went in, and since I'm welding on this thing, I went ahead and disconnected the batteries. And both the positive and the negative. That way I can weld on that frame. It's got a pretty solid little frame under here. You can see it right in here, but I'm going to catch it on the other ends. And at some point, he's going to bring it back, and you really can't see too well in here, but the battery case itself is shot. So we're going to redo that, and but that's going to be for another day. So that's where we're at, and I'm going to come over here, and I've got some things here that I'm going to fabricate the mounts off of. I've got an old hitch and some steel stock, and we're going to use some eye bolts. So that's where we're at. Stand by. Okay, right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach in here and I'm going to grind this down a little bit so we can get down to some clean metal, something to work with. And I'm going to get this done, and then we'll do some measuring. And then we'll start working on some of the extended parts that's going to come out to this end over here. I'll be back. And this will be one of our cross members. I got to cut this one out. I'm going to double these members out, so I got plenty of no flexation and nothing breaks. It's a thin material. It doesn't have a whole lot of weight, so I'm going to cut these welds out and get down to this. I might just cut it off right here and then tack this in. That'll keep this waterproofed. So here we go. And yep, this is a Harbor Freight grinder. I have put this thing through hell and back, and it has stood the test of time. I'm not complaining. And here we go. We're going to do this on all 4 pieces that are going to be on here, and we'll be back.
Bring your coffee bag.
And because this is some pretty thin material, I'm going to be using some 60-13. This is 1/8 inch. I think that's going to do pretty good on the thin material. So we're going to get these end cap pieces welded up, and we'll be back.
It's on.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. There's a fucker. This shit doesn't want to fucking cook. They got to turn it way down. And if I turn it up, it burns through. Alright, do a playback, see if it doesn't.
Recording.
That's right. Stuff is so thin. Okay, just a quick update. I got two of the pieces that's going to run left and right. It's going to hold, that's what the actual hitch is going to be hooked up to. I've got them welded up. I end capped them, help keep some of the rain out of them, etc. So I'm going to kind of give you an idea what that looks like. And I did end cap them. Not the greatest looking welds, but I'm more of a grinder than a welder, so there it is. And that's where we're at. So like I said, these will be the ones that run left and right, and then we'll have pieces that come into the frame on each end, and then I'll weld the hitch section of it across the center. I did two of these this way, so they'll have a little more less flexation and an opportunity to break the welds here. So this is really thin. It doesn't lift up a lot of weight, so I'm not making them real heavy. And that's where we're at, so stay tuned. Okay, just a little bit of an update. I've got pretty much the frame section of this thing cleaned up, end caps welded into place, and right now I got it on the floor. I'm trying to get everything squared up, and it measures out perfectly. I needed 26 1/8, and I've got exactly 26 1/8 on the end, so we're looking good so far. And this is what we got. Now I'm fixing to weld this up here in a minute, but I want to make sure I got all my everything good and squared up. As you can see, it's my finger everything. Looks pretty decent. I got a little tapping to do to get it exact. But the distance between the two ends is going to fit the frame underneath this cart is perfect. Stay tuned. Okay, hell, I got some of it done. It got a little bit late on me last night, but I did get a little bit of piece of it in here, and it's all right. I'm trying to get things leveled out. This is where we're at. Ain't gonna be the prettiest setup, but you know what? It'll be functional. I'm gonna get it welded up into the frame here, and I made it a little bit too long, so I got to cut a piece of that off and recap it. But that's where we're at. Have a good day. Okay, well, YouTube, I think I've just about got everything welded up underneath the body of the cart. I'll try to give you a little bit of a shot. Ain't the prettiest thing, but I do believe it's going to be pretty solid. I can put the floor jack underneath it and pick it up and not have any problems. At the moment, I'm trying to work on a pin system, and I'm thinking about going something like this. Hang on just a second. Ideally, I got some schedule, whatever it is, pipe here, pretty heavy black pipe. It's going to go in here. I'll drill it here, put a pin in it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap a piece of strapping around this to strengthen this edge up. When it's lifted, I don't think it's going to take a whole lot, but I'm going to do that right there, and probably cut it off about right in this area right here, and put a 1/2 inch eye bolt through it, and I think that's just about going to do it. So that's where we're at, and I certainly appreciate you hanging out and watching what's going on. I'll show you the finished product when I'm done on that end. Then I get to go back to the front end, so stand by. Hey tubes, alright, well, I'm going to show you the finished product. Like I said, I kind of made this to be somewhat of a about like a towing hitch and coupler on a car, so this we can pull it out of the back end and take it to the front and use the same equipment. So here's a quick shot of that. Very, very simple process. Simply just pull the pin out, take it to the front. And that's that. Thank you. So YouTube, alright, well, I just talked to the fellow that owns the Easy Go golf cart, and he was real happy with the results of the front end, or the back end, I'm sorry. So I'm going to work on something to put on the front end. And use that same coupler bar, whatever you want to call that. And so I'll show you what I got to work with. That would be the beast. And I've got a little tab here. I'm going to try and find a way to weld to that and hook right up to it. So that's where we're at. And stand by. Okay, YouTube. Hell, I think I got her finished. I still got to do a little bit of paint work on it, but it's in there and it's good and solid. I think the customer's going to be happy. I took the buggy over to him earlier and let him take a look at the tail end, and he was very pleased. So that's good. You know, it's a pretty simple project. Took me all day and a few hours, but I tell you what, it's pretty solid. I mean, granted, it's just a golf cart, and he just wants to pick it up and be able to work under it, and this and that. But it's in, and it's welded up pretty solid and reinforced. I can use the same coupler on each end, so that's going to make a big difference. Just a matter of pulling the pin out and taking it to the front. So, but there it is. This is my maiden voyage video. Got any comments? I sure would appreciate it. I didn't show a whole bunch of welding. I mean, you guys have seen welding. If you want to see a little more of that, I'm not a great welder. You know, it actually is kind of pathetic at times, but I grind it out and do it over. So, but if you enjoyed my video, you know the spiel. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. And I'm not in this for money. I'm doing it because I love to weld and tinker in my garage. And you're always welcome to follow me along. Have a great day. Merry Christmas to all of you. God bless.